Hi there students, just going to provide you with a brief tutorial here on how to approach the assignment on using evidence that I provided for you this week, or that I've set you this week. And for this assignment I'm using the Declaration of the Rights of Man from the French Revolution. So I'm going to use a different source and I'm going to use a different thesis statement than the one that all of you are going to practice, but hopefully seeing a model in this way will help you. So for this assignment, I'll just pull it up here, pull up the window here. For this assignment, I provide you with a thesis statement, and then you provide me with evidence from the text, and then you set out what are the strengths of using this particular quote as evidence, and what are the weaknesses. So my thesis statement for the Declaration of the Rights of Man is going to be: the Declaration of the Rights of Man reveals that the French Revolution followed or sought to implement, let's put tried to implement Enlightenment ideas. And so for my evidence, I'm going to make this fairly straightforward for myself. The evidence, I'll go right here to number 1. Men are born and remain free and equal in rights. Social distinctions may be founded only upon the general good. So copy and paste this over here to my evidence. So what are the strengths of using this passage to argue that the Declaration of the Rights of Man reveals that the French Revolution followed or tried to implement Enlightenment ideas? Well, there's this line: men are born and remain free and equal in rights. That sounds like something right out of the principles of the Enlightenment movement. So I would write something like, this passage states that men are born free and equal, or emphasizes the importance of liberty and equality, which were two fundamental Enlightenment principles. Weaknesses. As I say, I've given myself a fairly open and shut case. It is unlikely that this particular quote from the French Revolution, from one of the documents produced by the French Revolution, wasn't inspired by Enlightenment thought. But this is kind of the challenge of this exercise. You have to be able to self-critique your own arguments. And I'm struggling. But here's an idea. Here's an idea. It could also be the case that the authors of this document were members of the Third Estate in France who simply wanted to have the same social status as the other estates and had not read Enlightenment philosophy. That's possible, right? It's possible that we could look at this and we could say, well, it seems pretty likely that this language is coming from someone having read these philosophers. But it's also possible that perhaps someone in the Third Estate just feels aggrieved that the First and Second Estates have different rights and they want to even the playing field, and they haven't read Enlightenment philosophy. So these are the ways in which I want you to explain why you're using the passages you're using, and also to critique your own argument a little bit. So I hope that's helpful, and good luck on the assignment.